Hello and welcome to Just Painting for Fun. Here's a list of materials you'll need for today's painting. We're going to start off with a 1-inch angle brush. Use Alizarin Crimson mixed with 30% Satin Glazing Medium. If you don't have Satin Glazing Medium or whatever glazing medium you prefer, you can use up to 30% water. You don't want to use more than 30% because it can break the ability of the paint to adhere to the canvas. I'm just placing the colors wherever I want in the painting, wherever I want to see that color eventually be in the painting. I'm placing it there. Using a system called color merging for this work. So I've just blow dried it because I'm adding a second color. I don't want them um, to blend. I want them to mix or to merge by glazing over the other color. Again, I'm placing the blue wherever I want it, wherever I think I want to see that color later on. I'm also uh, using it for to create the drawing a little bit. Okay, I ran out of memory in my camera. I added some cadmium yellow and some ultramarine blue in the same fashion I did the other. And you see there the result. I'm ready to go on to the next phase. This phase is called the Botizar System. Botizar System is an old master technique. It was used by the Venetian artists back in the 1500s. For example, Titian. This beautiful painting by Titian. Um, the Botizar System adds grays and reduce or levels the values in the painting. What they would do is they would paint over the entire painting with zinc white. Yes, I did say the entire painting. That's why it didn't matter too much where you place the colors in the beginning, because we're going to be coating them over with a mixture of zinc white, a little bit of water or satin glazing medium to help mix it or move it around. Now, many of you may not have zinc white. You can use titanium white if you mix it with about 90% water and a mixture of the satin glazing medium. Again, you can't or you shouldn't use water for the entire mixture because it does break down the ability of the paint to adhere to the canvas. But you can mix a percentage of it with the glazing medium to spread it out. So you could use the zinc white or the titanium white in that fashion for this port. Notice how you can still see the color through there. The zinc white is about 1/10 the opacity of titanium white, so it doesn't fully cover, and you can still see a little bit underneath of there. You can still see our drawing. And that's important because now we begin the process of bringing it back. I've mixed up phthalo blue and zinc white, a touch of alizarin crimson, and all those colors have a tendency to be semi-transparent, so you can still see through that blue and still see a little bit of what I had before. Now I've added in a little bit of titanium white, and you can see how it's starting to cover, but I still let some of it show through underneath. Because we're using acrylic, the zinc white is not a danger to the painting as it would be with oil paint. I've added bit more of the blues to get that darker blue color. I'm starting to move it around the painting, put some in the water because it would reflect the sky. I'm beginning to do some opaque color merging. That's when we use titanium white and the phthalo blue. A little touch of a yellow oxide in there. Don't mix them up fully on the brush. Now here it's titanium white, yellow, cadmium yellow, and yellow oxide. I don't mix it thoroughly on the palette before I put it on the painting. I just place it on the palette so they all get on the brush, and then I let it mix on the canvas. Went back to the blues a little bit to even out the sky there. All through this, I'm using that 1-inch angle brush. This dark is mixed with both of the blues, a little hooker's green and some alizarin crimson, favoring the blues. You can make a nice black with those colors, with the ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, and hooker's green make a nice black. I've added some yellow, some of the cadmium yellow that makes that green that you see there, a little zinc white to heighten it without making it too opaque and bright. Going back into the lighter blues for a little bit, just to highlight around the edge of that land mass there. It mix has a little bit more of the blues in it again. Placing that through the water area and in the shadow areas of the landmass. If it's in the sky, it will appear in the water and in the shadows. You will see it. Okay, I've mixed up the two blues, alizarin crimson, zinc white, and a touch of hooker's green. I'm using the zinc white because I wanted to show the painting underneath. I'm using the edge of the brush, not the flat of it, to cover. There's a close-up of it. You can see the colors from before the Botizar system are still visible there in the sky and in the water. Not done yet. A few more details. Took some alizarin crimson, a little bit of the phthalo blue, and mixed them for a dark outline color, just to go in and do a little broken outline here and there. Okay, now I took a little of the cadmium red, and I'm just placing that where I see rocks on the reference photo. It's going to be my shadow color for the rocks. Also the roof of the building there on the hill. Okay, a little yellow oxide, some titanium white, and a little bit of the yellow hue, cadmium yellow hue. And that's that color I'm putting in there now for the highlight color. Build the walls for the little house there. adding some dark here and there. This dark is mixed with the darkest color of the painting. It's ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. You can mix those together or burnt umber and get a nice black also. Again, I favored the blue tones since there's so much blue in this painting. They would be the colors that would show up would be the blue. Hitting the shadow areas with that. Brings out the form a little bit in that hill. So that's a 1/2 inch flat brush, by the way. Going back into the clouds a little, wanted those to go up a little higher there. Help balance that side of the painting a little bit. Spread the white around, the highlights on the clouds. Right, a little touch here and there of the okay. Now this is important. You want to check your horizons. I used a T-square here. I thought it looked a little high on the right, and it was. So I'll fix it by lifting the left side a bit so it looks like it wraps around behind the landmass. I think I had it right originally and it shifted down as I was painting, covered up the lines a little bit. Happens. A few touch-ups here and there. Clean up the color in the sky, color in the water, those edges a little bit. That's it. Thank you for watching.